Hi guys, so I've done several readings earlier and I'm using this method that I said before. Sometimes I think it's hard to do videos like straight, several of them, okay? But I find that sometimes, and this is how I started actually doing visions on my own, was with voice, like using the voice app, kind of close my eyes and recording. Okay, so I went back, I found this app that transcribes, so it's called OTTER, Otter. So anyway, so I want to talk about the article about Rosenstein. Okay, so the first thing, guys, is that obviously I was very worried about it because it was like sabotaging. It was clearly sabotage, okay? And I saw that there's 4 people below him. I feel like, I don't know how many people report to him, but I feel like maybe there may be 2 or something like that, okay? And then below these people, right below, there's 4 people who are really actively working against him, okay? Because they know that if the investigation goes on, they may go to prison, right? And I feel like Sessions may know about it and he's turning a blind eye, okay? Even though obviously he's not into Trump, he knows that his reputation is going down anyway with the Russia thing. There's no way he's gonna escape, okay? So that's that. Now, so I'm going to tell you what I saw about him also. So I saw also that he's like he becomes a rock star, okay, in a way, because I feel like what they first in wanting to do has the opposite intended effect, which is instead of making Rosenstein look bad, it makes him look great, and it makes him look like the only person other than Mueller, obviously, who wants to justice to happen. Okay, so that's that. He becomes more, actually, in some ways this article protects him because it exposes that this is obstruction of justice, right? This is revenge obstruction of justice, and that's one thing I saw. The other thing I saw that I wanted to, before I tell you the final scene, when or the things that came up, is that Mueller, this was repeated several times, Mueller and Rosenstein, I've said this before in different readings, they have some sort of pact, okay, so that if something happens to Rosenstein, then the indictments are going to be released a little earlier than they liked, but that's going to happen, okay? So they're not going to wait to see whoever comes, okay? So so that's interesting, okay? The other thing that I saw was that there was a thing, okay, so I'm just kind of going back here, guys. The other thing I saw was that, anyway, so if anything were to happen to Rosenstein, Mueller is going to move immediately. They have all kinds of plans, you know, and based on different circumstances. So that's that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to say, and that's, I'll leave it for the last, okay, is that Rosenstein, this is how it ends, a kind of very dramatic ending, okay? So Rosenstein is going, and the place that I see reminds me a little bit of it's almost like what is it called, the era when we had kings, okay, not we, the US, but in general there was an era of kings. So Rosenstein was called to this public space that reminds me of a church. It's not a church, but it looks like, you know, when the bride comes and it's a very old-fashioned church like the ones where princes and princesses get married, you know, so it's like very very long. So he's walking, and it's almost like people are seated as if it was a church, the same pews, you know, that kind of, the seated like they're in church, and he's walking, and everybody knows, you know, there's ice, and he knows, he's like, okay, I'm walking, and I know that as soon as I get there, they're gonna put a sword through my heart, they're gonna kill me. And he's walking, no, he's like, okay, yeah, he's resigned to his fate, he's walking, and as he gets about like 20 feet away from, something like 20 feet away from the, well, 30, let's say 30 feet away from the king, people who are seated turn out to be federal agents, and they kind of push him aside, like, you know, for example, when people, all these famous politicians, when there's some sort of attack on them, the bodyguards suddenly appear and push pushed him out of the way. Something like this. Okay, so as soon as like they push Rosenstein out of the way, they grab Trump. It doesn't show Trump's face, but it shows that they take out the what would be the king. I mean, Trump's not a king, but you know what I mean. So what I mean to say by this, what I understand from this is that A, he's very protected, and B, there's people protecting him no matter what. So if Trump moves to remove him, then he's going to be removed right away. Okay, and it shows, guys, the sad thing that I felt about this vision is that the fear, the terror is real for him. He really feels this fear, not fear like almost almost scared, but he knows that he can't trust, unlike, you know, really can't trust anyone, and then people want him to go down because they don't want the Russia investigation, you know, to go down. But in a way, in a weird way, I don't think that was the intended effect. They wanted to, this article shows that Rosenstein is a good person. Okay, so that's that, guys. And I feel like the other thing that I asked, so I did a second video, it's so interesting, and then I was like, I had to run. I was like, oh my god, so mad. I had to run to see the movie that I went to see, and then the other thing I asked, so that I saw from at the very end of this vision, okay, is that this potentially will accelerate the Mueller investigation in the sense of indictments, because if there's a threat to Rosenstein, Mueller will release the indictments, because, you know, it's like getting to the point where they want the confrontation, right? So that's what I saw. Okay, so is there a way, and you know, guys, I was running, so I don't even want to go to the other video. I'm just going to do it fresh now. So is there a chance that this could accelerate the speed of Mueller's indictments? Guys, the image came back to me that I had already forgotten about it, that I saw when I was doing this video just before I left. Mueller calling Barbara Underwood and telling her, you know, there's a number of plans, and there he's referring to plan whatever, XYZ, in place. Okay, so guys, and it's showing, it's saying Mueller is in a control room, sort of, not a control room really, but he's waiting to see what happens. It's a lot of tension, because depending on how Trump reacts, then they move or not. Okay, so there's a lot of people prepared to move. Yeah, because that's the thing, there's a lot of logistics to work out. Should Rosenstein worry at all? No, Rosenstein is very protected. Like, and I'm talking just protected spiritually. I'm talking about people in law enforcement. They don't want him to, like I said, I think it's the showdown situation. Okay, so why did they do that? Like I said, guys, is those people, and guys, I'm seeing the guy remember I said before the vision about Russia stuff, he's going to be arrested, Benchowski, Brian Benchowski, whatever. I think this could be related to him. Okay, and I think this was like a planted story. I mean, they know about this, I think, but yeah, they want to focus back on Rosenstein. Right? Remember how they always like, remember I was joking, I'm going to impeach Rosenstein. Impeach Rosenstein. Oh yeah. Yeah. Rosenstein? No, go. But I don't think it's gonna work. So how does Mueller feel about this? And what is he gonna do about it? He's waiting. He's like, he has the guns, guys, really. But he's not gonna attack until he's attacked. Meaning they do something actually against Rosenstein. And as he's saying, he's like, this is obvious obstruction. We can get obstruction of justice right here. So what's going to happen over the weekend about this? And the next week? Guys, I don't want to give, I feel like I don't want to get people excited and the date stuff, okay, but it's showing that starting Sunday night into Monday morning, it's bomb, shaboom, boom, 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 bombs all over. Okay. And I kind of feel like the FBI has notified the people who did this. They are tracking, or somehow they know this. That we got you, bitch. We're gonna go get you. Oh yeah. you're smart. Oh, you're smart, huh? So, wow, yeah. So guys, yeah, that's interesting, right? Okay. So that's it. So should we expect bombshells or? Interesting, guys, because before I had seen I see bombshells for the Kavanaugh situation, but in this situation I see that it's not just one, but it's several, boom, 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 and Trump was running for cover, like he he's under attack, and he's not attack, but he's the enemy, right? He's the criminal. So there's not going to be room for Trump to get cover. I think they were, the hands off. It was a very gentlemanly kind of situation, but now it's going to be tougher for him. So, oh yeah, you're scared. Are you scared? No, President, no. So, yeah, guys, as I've seen before, I don't think Trump ends up doing. It's going to be this enormous level of tension, and I don't think that Trump has the courage to do it, because he knows it's going to trigger his ending. Okay, so is he going to do a showdown? I feel like I said, guys, I think it's going to be this like a low level buzz situation, but I don't feel like he's going to actually fire Rosenstein. I don't believe it. Okay, they're all prepared for it. Mueller's prepared for it, and I think they can't wait anymore. They're like, we have to do it. We have to move it. So it's gonna be the most critical stuff's gonna come up. So yeah. So all right, I'm gonna stop. Bye.